Hello and welcome to Spoken English Studies. Today we are going to look at almost and nearly. So, as you can see, these words are very similar and they have very similar meanings, and both of them can mean to measure or count the process of something. So, if I expand on that slightly, it also means when you are measuring something or counting something and it is just before the finish or just before the end result. Most of the time, because the words have such similar meanings, we can use these words interchangeably. So in the following sentences, we could use either almost or nearly. So for example, we are nearly there, or we are almost there. It was almost 10 p.m. by the time we arrived. It was nearly 10 p.m. by the time we arrived. For each of these sentences, you could use almost or nearly. Both are completely fine. Now let's look at the main differences. So the main differences are shown here. We use almost to soften statements. So if we want to say something but not in a very hard or strong or direct way, we can use almost. If we want to say something that's maybe not too polite, we can use almost to make the sentence sound a bit nicer. We can also use almost before any and before negative words such as no, never, none, etc. But we do not use nearly, usually in these ways. We don't use nearly before a negative pronoun or an adverb. We also usually use almost before everybody, everyone, everything and everywhere. We don't really use nearly before these words. So we couldn't really say, nearly everybody came to my party. We usually say, almost everybody I invited came to my party. For example, I almost wish I hadn't invited her to the party. So in this sentence, we want to say, oh, I wish I hadn't invited her to the party, but we don't want to be very rude. So we can say, I almost wish I hadn't. Second example, using the internet to research, you can find out lots of information about almost anyone. As you can see, we use almost and then any. He almost never shouts at his employees. We cannot say he nearly never shouts. Just doesn't really sound right. And almost everybody liked the food. Other similarities that almost and nearly have is that we can use almost and nearly with extreme adjectives, such as frozen, impossible, and perfect. I have given some examples here for you to go through. And finally, another key difference when we are thinking about almost and nearly is that we can modify nearly, but we cannot modify almost. So, for example, we could say, she's not nearly as pretty as you said, but we could not say, she's not almost as pretty as you said. And also we could say, I very nearly crashed earlier when I was driving. We couldn't say, I very almost crashed. We would have to say, I almost crashed earlier. As usual, thank you for listening. Please like, comment and subscribe to my channel for more videos. And remember to come back every Wednesday for another video on confusing words. Also, if you have any questions, please contact me. Thank you.